forced to leave school, marry someone much older, and starting a family before you're even a teenager. It's a reality for far too many girls. I'm talking about early child marriage. Thank you for keeping a date with us on Feminine Focus as we look into an issue that affects millions of girls worldwide. I'm your regular guide, Fausat Jinadu Hassan, and we'll be exploring the causes, the consequences, and the solutions to this practice. Join us as we hear from an expert and let's work together towards a world where every girl can thrive. Here is the background.
Child marriage is a reality for millions of girls around the world. It's defined as a marriage or union before the age of 18. According to UNICEF, every year 12 million girls are married before they turn 18. That's one girl every 2 seconds. Child marriage is often driven by poverty, lack of education, and traditional practices. It's a complex issue, deeply rooted in societal norms and gender inequality. Child marriage denies girls their childhood, education, and future. It exposes them to early pregnancy, health risks, and domestic violence. Girls who are married young are more likely to drop out of school, experience domestic violence, and have limited economic opportunities. They are also more likely to suffer from health complications such as obstetric fistula and maternal mortality. The impact is far reaching, affecting not just the girls but their families and communities. It perpetuates cycles of poverty, limits economic growth, and hinders development. Hence, it's a human rights issue, a development issue, and a matter of social justice. Let's take a closer look at the numbers and the stories behind them. But there is hope. Many organizations, governments, and individuals are working to end child marriage. They are raising awareness, supporting girls and their families, and advocating for policy changes. Let's explore the stories of those affected and the efforts being made to create a world where every girl can thrive.
The statistics is alarming, but behind every number is a girl with hopes, a girl with dreams, and a girl with aspirations. Let me not bug you with much stories. It's time to hear from someone who has come in contact with those who lived through this reality. Joining me virtually is Professor Oluwatolani Achimogu, a courageous woman that has seen a lot of women who escaped child marriage and is also working tirelessly to end child marriage. You're welcome to Feminine Focus, Ma.
Thank you for having me.
Can you share your story with us of, the experiences you had with those in early child marriage?
Through ICT outreach program, one of the ones in the northern Nigeria, I've had the opportunity to meet girls as young as 13, 15 that has been forced to leave school just to get married. And you can now bring yourself to that thought of babies, giving birth to babies. You can imagine giving these children out, and when you ask, they will tell you that they don't know the age of their husbands because their husbands are daddies. They are like grandfathers. That's not the pain. But before we delve into this, I would like to talk about marriage, and I'd like to talk about who is a child. A child is a minor. And in the context of Nigeria of today, the last time I checked, a child is anyone below the age of 18 years old. Child is a minor. A minor in the context of Nigeria will not vote and cannot give his or her consent. So when we are talking about marriage, a legal marriage, right marriage, is a union between two adults that can give their consent to live together. Now, when you are talking about child marriage, they are not even flowing. A baby getting married. When you see a child below the age of 18, many people refer to them as babies. Now, there are some people that feel that when children reach the age of puberty, they are ripe for marriage. And these days, I promise you that we are seeing 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seeing their period, get into puberty. And are we now telling ourselves that those are ripe for marriage? Also, I've had the opportunity to live in Jos for some years. And I shouldn't even talk so much on the VVF Center. I think everyone needs to be there. Just get to that place, engage those children. When they fall into that sickness of VVF, VVF is that kind of a situation that these children find themselves where the P area is matched or linked up with the vaginal area and sometimes the poo area. Sometimes these children don't even know what is happening to their body. They don't know what is happening to their bodies. They just realize that they couldn't control pee, they couldn't control poo. And at the end of it, they'll go and dump them there, waiting for treatment, free treatment. And the person that have gone to drop them there, of course, they are not wives anymore. They cannot do the wife duties anymore. So the person will move again to the next baby in marriage. I really think we need to look at this thoroughly and see that this is not a right thing to be doing. It is total violation of human right. But in this case, I don't want to come confrontational. I want parents to see what they are missing by allowing their children to be off in marriage when they are below the age of 18. I'd like to stop there for now to have your question.
That's quite serious. So, what do you think are, some of the root causes of child marriage, and how do you think we can address them?
There are several reasons that people give, but I don't see any reason why anyone should give their future out. People would say, oh, poverty, people would say religious norms, people would say gender inequality, people would say, oh, traditional beliefs, insecurity, and all. But you know what? Let's handle the poverty. When you see that you want to give your children out in marriage, when you say you want to give your baby, that girl, out in marriage, you force her to leave school, she will not go to school again. There will be a lot of promises that that man will send her to school. And by the time she gets to, there will be promises that that man will send her to school. And when she gets there, of course, we have seen it. Many of those children don't go to school again because they start giving birth. They start nursing babies. You cannot imagine babies nursing babies because they don't even understand what is happening. They just realize they have babies. Please, post-pregnancy situation, how do they handle that? We are talking about their health. This is mental health. Now, let's go back to the poverty we are talking about. If you get to this VVF center that I mentioned in Jos, if you hear what those children will talk to you about, if you take time to listen to them when they speak to you, what they have gone through, your ears will sting. Because they have gone through what they are not even supposed to know at that age. And these children, you will ask them, where is your left hand, where is your right hand? Many of them don't know. And those are who we are putting up for marriages. I'm sure that many of us parents want to see these children in future and say that, you see that medical doctor? That's my daughter. You see that vice chancellor? That's my daughter. You see that professor? That's my daughter. You see that judge? That's my daughter. You see that senior advocate of Nigeria? That's my daughter. We all like that. But then we need to sacrifice one or two. God is sovereign. He can decide to allow these children to fall with rain. But he didn't do that. He's sovereign. He can do that. But he put them in your care and my care. So what are we doing? Whenever anyone or anything is put in your care, you are expected to sacrifice one or two. And that's what we are pleading with you now. We have not come to confront you, but to plead with you, to reconsider. And don't give that child out in marriage. You see, whatever money they give you or dowry, it will finish. But then the circle of poverty continues. Because by the time that girl has VVF, God forbid, they will help you to abandon her there for treatment. She will have to wait her turn because it's free treatment many of the times. And if she had to wait her turn, do you know what those children are going through? Sitting on things to be able to control whatever comes from them. Oh my God. When I talk about this, sometimes I go so emotional.
All this you've let out is actually so real. So, what are some effective strategies for preventing child marriage and, supporting girls who are at risk?
The best effective prevention strategy that I would just like to put forward first is keeping girl child in school. Keep them in school and let families support this notion. This should be supported even by the communities, please. Once children are in school, things will be better. You will see that even these children understand better what is happening. And at the end of it, they are not going to even help only you, the parent. They are going to help the society. And they are going to be the pride of you and the society. They will not create nuisance. They will not constitute nuisance. They will not become nuisance to the society. They will not add up to the problem of the environment. So communities, we are calling upon you to support this movement. No child should go into marriage. You see the grown-up that you are thinking that they are ripe for marriage. Many of them are running out of the marriages because of what they are seeing there. They are running for their lives. Not to talk of these little babies that are going into marriages and led there by the parents that God has entrusted their care into their hands.
All right, in that wise, how can communities, how can governments, and even organizations work to end child marriage?
To end child marriage, collaboration is inevitable, like I said earlier. Everybody needs to put hands on deck. So we are using this opportunity to call on our distinguished senators. We are using this opportunity to call on our royal fathers. We are using this opportunity to call upon the chiefs. We are using this opportunity to call upon the religious leaders. Please, let's join hands together. Let's create this awareness. When the awareness is all over, then parents are collaborating at the same time. You see my children as yours, and I see your children as mine. All of us are going to join forces together and help these girl children to grow, develop, and not cause menace to the society.
What role do you think education can play in preventing, child marriage, and how can we ensure girls have access to quality education?
You see, education is one of the strongest protection against child marriage because it has a way of delaying child marriage, and it gives them this access to safe and affordable, you know, growth and development. We need to ensure, therefore, we need to ensure that children have access to safe and affordable education. We need to understand that these children need us to protect them and to help them develop. Therefore, we need to include digital and STEM learning system to be able to help them to achieve their aim in life, enhancing the work of the God Almighty in them, and in turn, reaping in the future for the lives of these children.
Okay, then, are there successful programs or let me say initiatives that have made a significant impact in reducing this child marriage?
For example, I remember sometimes ago when there was this initiative of bringing food to public schools. I realized that that gingered so many parents to dress their children up for school. And so many children, because they loved the food, they went to school. That is one initiative. And I think that if more of this is put in place, many of these girl children will go to school. And their parents, when we give enough awareness, they would be able to release these children to school. Finally, there should be some probably incentive to encourage them to help these girl children to go to school. Thank you.
Okay, how can we support survivors of child marriage and help them rebuild their lives?
There are so many ways we can support the survivors. We can seek professional help, like I said earlier. We can help them with health care because there's no child that will pass through that will not be damaged already, both physically and psychologically. So they need therapy to know that what they have gone through is not the norm. So it should not continue so that they too will not carry on this kind of practice, harmful practices, a violation of human rights. Now, we can also talk about educating them in every way, in all manner of education, from home, from the parents, from guardian, from churches, from mosques, from wherever you know you can educate them, just to support a girl child. Now, skill training, the ones that cannot afford to send them to the university, and they need also opportunities. We need to encourage them.
All right, what are the key policy changes, or let me say the legal reforms needed to end child marriage?
Policy has never been a problem in the country. In fact, implementation strategies or roadmaps has not been our problem. But the problem is the enforcement. Are we implementing it? If the full enforcement of the Child Right Act has been put in place, you see that many things will fall in place by themselves. I would just like to stop here. The enforcement is all we need.
All right, on the final note, what message or call do you have for, our viewers and parents out there who force their children into early marriage?
I see these children as future. See, if you are saying future of Nigeria, leave Nigeria first. Think about you, your own future. You see, these children can see you. They see your struggles. They see that you can put them off to marriage, but you didn't. You took them to school, you trained them. There's a way that these children will compensate and pay you back in the nearest future. See, many of us feel that future is very far. Future is just close by. And before you know it, these children have finished studying. They saw what you went through to take them through school. If you are thinking that, oh, they are just girl children, go and ask fathers that have girl children. They will tell you that there's a way girl child nurtures their parents more and better than a male child. There are ways that a girl child, when she's grown up, that she will hardly leave her parent. If you can take the pain to take care of these children, in the future, there's high probabilities that they are going to take care of you and take you out of that poverty situation. See, God is sovereign, like I said earlier. It does not stereotype. It doesn't say, I'm going to give destiny and purpose in life for a girl child and not give a boy child, or give a boy child and not give a girl child. No. You don't even know if the purpose of that girl child, that your beautiful girl, her purpose in life is to do great and take you out of that poverty situation that you are. The situation of one less mouth to feed and giving her out in marriage because of that does not keep you out of poverty. By the time that girl falls into that kind of sickness, God forbid, that is when you will understand that poverty can recycle. God forbid that as well. Please support a girl child today.
Thank you, Prof, for sharing your valuable insight with us. It's quite clear that early child marriage requires collective effort from, our communities, governments, and even individuals. Let's take this conversation to the streets and hear from people about their experiences on child marriage. Let's see what they have to say.
I got married at the age of 14. I have 5 kids. I got pregnant of my first baby early and it was time for antenatal. But he said, in their tradition, they do not go for antenatal. I endured for too long but could not continue because the pressure became too much for me to handle. I faced serious health challenge during childbirth. I lost confidence and almost losing my sanity. Then I felt the best option for me was to leave so I can survive and be there to take care of my kids. But truly, it was a terrible experience.
Although I did not want the wedding, even on the wedding day, I was not around when they performed the wedding rite. I was at the market, and when I came back, I did not know that there is a big challenge ahead of me. At first, he used to give me food, but subsequently, the whole thing changed. No more food. I have to look for money to eat, buy detergent, soap all by myself. He became violent and insulting me all the time. From experience, early child marriage for girls is not advisable.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us today. It's quite obvious that early child marriage isn't advisable for our children. As we work towards creating a society where every girl can thrive, here are some practical ways you can contribute. Let's take a look at these encouragement tips. Thank you very much for joining us today on Feminine Focus. Remember, every action, no matter how small, can make a difference. Let's work together to create a world where every girl can grow, learn, and thrive. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and remain blessed. Goodbye.